Today we're looking at a very interesting brand new electric dirt bike. What's so interesting about it, you may ask? Well, listen to this. This 72 volt E-moto has an 8,000 watt mid-drive motor that puts out 360 Newton meters of torque and gets a quoted top speed of around 50 miles an hour. And the crazy part is, this new bike costs less than the upgrade kit to upgrade a 60 volt Surron up to the 72 volt spec. With a promotional release price of $31.99, the Rexx T01 costs less than half of what it costs to buy a Surron and upgrade it to 72 volts. Psst, I've even got a discount code that'll save you even more on this bike when you order it for yourself. Just saying. But this low price brings up a few very important questions for me. Like, where did they cut corners on this thing? Is it just going to be missing a bunch of features? Will it perform as well as they say on the spec sheet? Is it going to be clapped out after its first ride? And as a dude who's never ridden a dirt bike like this before, am I even going to be able to handle this thing and all that power? We'll find out. Today, I'm going to be answering all of those questions as we take a close look at the Rexx T01. And throughout the video, I'll be testing the bike on and off-road to help you decide if it's the right bike for you or not. Now, I gotta be perfectly blunt with you. When I first saw pictures of the Rexx T01, I wasn't all that impressed. But as soon as I built it up, I was blown away at how freaking good this thing looks. Go ahead, see for yourself. Cue the B-roll. So how about we start answering some of those important questions? Will it perform just as good as they say on the spec sheet? Well, to find out how this thing performs, we're gonna have to take it outside and see what it's got in the cells.
All right, here we go. First test of the day. I got a full battery, so why don't we just do the hill climb? This is what I use all the time. Fire hydrant here, got about a 15% grade hill. I don't think this thing's gonna have any issues. Why don't we start in eco mode and see what happens when we get it up to sport mode. So I got the GPS here. So in eco mode, I'm going about 29 miles an hour. Let's change the mode here. Sport. Oh, there's all that power. 40 miles an hour uphill. This is gonna be fun. Okay, let's go over to Test Drive Island where I can actually unleash this beast. There's no traffic there. It's perfectly safe to do that. We're gonna do all of our road tests over there. See you in a bit. But before we take it to Test Drive Island and really check its top speed, let's see how it accelerates. I always start right here on my lamp pole, and just up ahead, there's a driveway pullout. Like, I'm expecting this thing to hit about 30 miles an hour before that driveway pullout, but it might not be able to do it in eco mode. Let's start in eco, see what we get. We'll turn it back around and see what we get in sport mode. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh man, even eco mode is crazy. 21, 25, 27 miles an hour. Wow. I've been on e-bikes that have had issues going about 20 miles an hour in that little short span. So I'm gonna turn it around. We'll put it into sport mode and see what the difference is. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna change the mode to sport. Okay, now I know I've been riding this thing around my house a little bit, and I know that full throttle, this thing just wants to pick up the front wheel. So I'm gonna lean forward just a little bit. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God! 33 miles an hour in that same distance. Wow. Okay, the difference between, okay, I'm gonna go back to eco mode here. The difference between eco and sport is night and day when it comes to acceleration. I don't know about top speed. We'll find out once we get to the island. I'll see you there. All right, boys and girl, time to figure out how this bigger, heavier E-moto rides compared to, you know, the bikes that I'm used to riding on the channel, right? Oh, it's so smooth. Like, look at this travel on here. It's just like slow and controlled, like exactly what you want on a motorcycle or a bike that's this heavy, right? Now, riding a bike that's this heavy with these big, aggressive dirt bike tires, actually, you know what? Like, the tread is perfectly round and it's gonna give me a solid platform to go on. So let's see what this bike's like for handling. I'm gonna get up to about, 30 miles an hour and just put it through some ester and see what it's like to handle. I'm gonna just try to, be conscious of the type of grip that I'm getting from the tires. I just wanna get used to this thing before really opening it up, right? So I'm gonna hold the brakes, get it out of park. There we go. And we'll go in eco for a bit. There we go. Okay. Let's lean it into some corners. Yeah, okay. So it's totally different than e-bikes. E-bikes are so much lighter with a shorter wheelbase, right? This is long, it's heavy, like it's not gonna change direction as fast, but man, like as soon as you get used to it, the grip these tires have is insane. Oh yeah. And the thing that I'm noticing too, I thought, looking at the rear tire, I thought this thing would be super rough on the road. Like I thought you'd feel every bit of the tread going right? Like I thought you'd hear it, feel it, and I can happily report that I don't feel anything back there. Like the tire feels like it's super smooth. It feels like a slick tire, right? If that makes any sense. And the bike's heavy, like it just feels like it's Velcroed to the ground. Very, very nice. Full confidence in leaning this thing over, no problems. Okay, here we go. Time to find out the top speed on the Rexx T01. I'm so excited. Now, full disclaimer, guys, this is my very first E-moto, right? I've ridden, e-scooters that have done about 50 miles an hour, but as far as like a motocross type bike, Surron type bike, this is my very first. So I'm trying to gauge this experience and all of it as a total noob, right? So you guys come along with me and we'll deal with this. We'll figure this out together, right? Now the bike has two power modes, right? Like I alluded to before, eco and sport, right? So why don't I want to show you guys what each mode actually gets up to for top speed, but in the sake of keeping battery power, I want to see what this thing can do with a full battery in sport right away. So I'm gonna hold the brake, get it out of park. There we go. I'm in eco mode here. I'm gonna click the mode button. Here we go, sport. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. So I got the GPS here on the right. Keep it honest. 35, 40, 45, 46. There you go. 46 miles an hour. Now, I know these e-motos, there's a couple of different things you can do to either get more torque or more speed, right? That sprocket back there, you can actually change. Here, I'll show you guys. This one here, right? If you wanted a bike that goes faster with a higher top speed, right? You want to get into the 50s, 60s. You can get yourself a smaller sprocket, right? That would easily get you well up to those speeds with the same RPM of the motor, right? And then the opposite effect, if you got a sprocket that was much bigger, you would in turn get higher torque. So right away, you'd get more power, more, you know, hill climbing and acceleration power, right? So we got about 46 miles an hour with the GPS in sports mode. And this is without me tuning anything in the bike. This is exactly how it comes to you in the box. Let's go back to eco mode and let's see what kind of top speed we can get out of eco mode. Eco is just a lot smoother. It's just like the power just comes on smoother. It doesn't kick you in the back. It doesn't feel like the front end's gonna lift on you. And it gives me, there you go, 34, 35 miles an hour, right? Easy. And this thing feels good. So how does the throttle feel? Like, I'm assuming an E-moto like this, right? Like the throttle, like there is a different amount of power right here, right? See, look, like I'm gonna come to a stop, right? I'm just gonna like twist a little bit. Like, look, just crawling along, right? Easy, like the tiniest little bit of power in eco mode with the throttle, right? I want a little bit more, and it just ramps up super smoothly. I want more, yeah. Look at that, just like a gas throttle. Like, this thing is the most accurate and detailed throttle I have ever felt on any bike. And this is an E-moto that costs $3 grand. Come on, man.
Where did they cut corners? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't understand how they're able to sell this bike for only $3 grand and change. The frame is bomb-proof and built to handle quite a bit of abuse. And I love the paint job on it with that tough liner look and feel. Kind of like the back of a pickup truck. You get motorcycle wheels and tires that are way more heavy duty than the ones you get on a Surron. The suspension feels great, super smooth and easy to control. Now, would it handle huge jumps like on a supercross track? I don't know. I'm not a supercross rider. But what I do know is that a Surron can't either without upgrading the hell out of the suspension. So how about the brakes? They must have skimped on the brakes, right? Nope. The brakes on the Rexx are also way beefier than the Surron. Surron comes with those dinky 4-piston mountain bike brakes designed to stop a 40-pound mountain bike, not a 200-pound dirt bike going 50 miles an hour. The T01's got proper motorcycle brakes, and we're gonna test out their performance just a little later in the video. So then that just leaves the electronics. And they didn't skimp out on this either. It's got a wickedly powerful 72-volt motor that puts out 8,000 watts. It's got a way nicer screen than the dinky one on a Surron. They say you can get up to 60 miles of range in eco with that 35 amp hour battery. It's got an NFC proximity lock, a bunch of security features, and a really nice cockpit to put it all together. I can't find any faults here, at least nothing that jumps out as a red flag.
Okay, as we head over to get set up for the brake test, I really want to tell you guys my first impressions here on this bike. In fact, it's my first impressions on ever building one, getting one delivered, and riding my very first E-moto, right? So first and foremost, you know, it's not a box you're going to be able to carry by yourself or put into your truck and, you know, unload by yourself. This thing is heavy. It comes into a box that's on a crate, right? It's bolted to the bottom, to the wooden base of this crate. And, you know, it's very well packaged. You know, I don't have a motorcycle stand to put it on, so I had to lay the bike down. You know, growing pains, right? Since then, I went on Amazon, I bought myself a little, you know, mechanic stand just to prop the wheels up for a little bit. And, you know, you just need a couple different things to work on a bike like this versus an e-bike, right, that I'm used to working with. But as far as building it, you know, went okay. It's all the same thing, right? Wrenches and Allen keys, nothing tricky. You know, you got to put on the front wheel, the handlebars, and the fender. That's it. Like, in a lot of ways, it's a lot easier putting this together than it is any of the e-bikes I get. You're having to put lights together, you're having to do fenders, you're having to, you know, sometimes nothing's wired, sometimes you have to rewire everything, you know, troubleshoot. Everything is very, very well put together here. And the steps that you need to do are very simple, as long as you have the right tools, right? I was a little skeptical when the people at Rexx hit me up to review this thing. You know, one, you know, I'm not an E-moto channel, right? I do mountain bikes and I do e-bikes, right? But you can't deny the rising popularity of this style of bike, right? You know, whether you ride it properly off-road or, you know, sensibly on very quiet roads like I've got here, it's kind of up to you. And you know, I was excited, right, to get my hands and feel what it actually feels like to ride an electric dirt bike like this. And man, like, I am stoked, like grinning ear to ear on my first ever ride on this. The instant torque, how detailed the throttle is, the softness of the suspension, everything is just upped a notch compared to the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 e-bikes that I'm used to riding. This is a $3,000 e-moto, and I'm blown away at the level of, one, craftsmanship, the look of it, the feel of it, the weight of it. Like, everything on here is just buttoned up. Like, it's just bomb-proof, right? It's just motorcycle grade, not bicycle grade. Everything, the brakes, the wheels, the suspension, the frame, you know, obviously the motor, the powertrain, right? So far, so good, right? Life's good, isn't it? You. Okay, time for the brake test. If you've seen any of my other videos, maybe you're new to the channel because this is kind of the first e-moto I've ever reviewed, but this is where I do my brake test. Here's a marker I want to stop at. I've got about a 20-foot distance to the first marker, and trust me, it looks much longer on the GoPro, but it is 20 feet. I measured. This is where I'm going to slam on the brakes with the Rexx. Now, this bike goes, what, 46 miles an hour? We've tested that. But compared to the other bikes on my channel, I usually take them up to about 28 miles an hour and slam on the brakes. That's usually what e-bikes can go up to, right? So why don't we do this? Since this bike is a little bit more powerful, I'm gonna take it up to about 35 miles an hour, which is the top speed I can get in eco mode, right? And then I'm gonna slam on the brakes. See if, you know, a much heavier bike like this takes longer to stop, or if the big motorcycle grade brakes actually do what they're supposed to and help me bring this behemoth of a bike down to a complete stop within 20 feet. Now, with a bigger, heavier, faster bike, is 20 feet a reasonable distance? Might be short, right? But if this can give me close to the same braking distance I can get on a bike, then I know that we've got good brakes on this e-moto here. You guys ready? Let's go. Okay, 30 miles an hour, and 33, and brake. Holy! I'm still within the 20-foot distance. And I was going much, much faster than I usually go on bicycles. And I came to a complete stop within the 20 feet. Yeah, maybe I went over a little bit, but come on, right? Faster than an e-bike, heavier than an e-bike, but man, these brakes feel so good. They're fully adjustable, so you can bring the lever in or out, lock them up, you know, get them feeling good in your hands, right? And they're .4 brake fluid. Like, this is the type of brake you get in a motorcycle. They're set up motorcycle style too, right? So you've got the rear brake on the left and the front brake on the right. So a little bit of getting used to, right? I know it'll take me a little bit, but so far this bike is a lot easier to get along with than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be much more of a learning curve, but I'm feeling right at home. It's actually pretty easy. Take it out of park and let's keep going.
Is it going to be missing a bunch of features? Well, I don't know how many features you want on your dirt bike, but this thing seems to do exactly what it's supposed to. But now that I think about it, it is missing one thing: the ability to tune the motor's characteristics. Let me explain. With the basic bike controls here, all you can do is either put the bike in eco or sport mode. That's it. But that's about to change. The engineers at Rexx are working on an app to tune everything on this bike. You're going to be able to tune this bike to ride just the way you want it to. From changing the throttle curve to adjusting how fast or slow you want all of that power to kick in, even setting some speed limits. Last I checked, the reps at Rexx said that the app is ready to go. All they need to do now is get it approved so that it can go on the Google and Apple app stores. Just a couple technicalities, but the app is coming and this bike will get even better.
Okay, so in my e-bike videos, I usually take the bikes down this little trail and onto the beach, see how they do in the sand. But that's kind of boring on a bike like this. So how about we take it up there? And just like that, through the magic of editing, we're in the mountains, in the woods, on dirt. This is a new zone I've never been to. I did some research on Trail Forks and tried to find a zone that I could legally take this electric dirt bike out on some dirt bike trails, right? Just to see what it's all about. And it looks like this zone is specifically made for dirt biking. So there's some dirt bike specific trails that I'm gonna go try and find. I tried to map out some stuff that I think would be doable for a total noob like myself. And let's go see what we can find. Hopefully we won't get in too much trouble. Woo! The zoo, single track, no ATVs. Yeah. Okay, first track, here goes nothing. Oh, so big rocks on this thing. So I'm gonna leave the bike in eco mode unless I feel like I really need the extra power. Ooh. There we go. First crash of the day. Got it over with. We're doing it. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. Look at this area. Oh, oh, oh. Yes. Man, I am much more used to going down these trails than up. This is a totally different experience. Having a bike like this, going up trails, it's like, it totally works on your balance. You have to pick a line, work the throttle, not too much, not too little, right? And pick your line, stay balanced on the bike. This is fun. Oh, I'm not taking the jumps quite yet. Okay, try not to hit my pegs or my feet. I don't have like proper dirt bike boots or anything like that. I just got some mountain bike shoes, some knee pads, and a good full face helmet. That's it. Wow. Look at this view. This is why you come out here. Okay, now I gotta remember that rear brake is on the left. Not like what I'm used to on a regular bike. I think just to be safe, I'm gonna use both brakes at the same time. Man, to be honest, I thought I'd be hitting the motor quite a bit, or at least like the little skid plate underneath. But I've gone over some pretty big rocks, some pretty big boulders, some logs, and I haven't hit a single thing yet. Going downhill now, both brakes. Yeah. This is awesome. Bigger, chunkier rocks here. I'm having a little bit of issues for just trying to find the right body posture on this bike. I don't know whether to sit on the seat, keep traction on the rear wheel, or stand up and kind of like, you know, mountain bike my way through this thing. I'm kind of doing a mix of both here. That's working out. Okay, here we go. Keep climbing. Yes. Here we go. Man, so far I'm having a blast. This is awesome. What a nice trail. Or at least, you know, what a nice introduction to dirt bike trail riding. Okay, get some gas here. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Haven't hit anything yet. Good. Cool zone. Little creeks everywhere. Some wooden bridges. Ooh. some bigger rocks here. All right. Yes, we made it through our first trail. That was sick. Sorry if I got spider webs all over the camera, but man, that was fun. Just trying to keep your balance while using the throttle and trying to find the right body position was pretty challenging, but hey, I'm alive. We made it through. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, let's see if we can get some drone shots.
Middle, cycling mode.
Okay, let's see if we can lose this little drone. Riding this thing off-road is so much fun. It's almost like this is the bike's elements, right? Now let's go explore a little bit. Still got 80% battery. Woo! Yes, this thing is so much fun. Woo! Now with the amount of grip that I'm getting from the front tire here, I haven't felt the need to turn this thing up to Woods Pass. So like I was saying back there, sorry about that. With the amount of traction I'm getting from the front wheel here, or lack thereof, especially in this loose, rocky terrain here, is I haven't felt the need to take this thing into sport mode. I'm getting plenty of power and speed, and the fact that the throttle doesn't just, you know, come straight on and make me lose traction out the rear, like just, it's the perfect amount of power for a ride like this, right? My first ride on these trails here is what I need. Ooh, 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 ooh. Perfect introduction to off-road riding on a little electric dirt bike.
So is it going to be clapped out after its first ride? Well, as you guys saw, me and the bike both survived with flying colors. This bike felt even better off-road. If I was to change one thing on the bike though, and that's if I was only going to be riding it off-road, is I'd probably put a more aggressive front tire on it. The one it comes with is great for the road. Very, very tacky, very smooth, but it lacks a little bit of traction in the dirt. So that's an easy upgrade down the line. As it is though, I have zero complaints. Suspension felt great, brakes worked, throttle, the control, everything just came together. For my first trail ride, I was blown away at the control I was having on this bike. And holy shit, did I have a blast. The bike held up great. I'm sure after a few months of riding it in the mud, some of the plastic bits are gonna get scratched up, but who cares? It's a dirt bike, right? The important thing is that everything stayed tight. And after a quick charge, it's ready to go play outside again. Right, so $1 million question. Who's the Rexx T01 really for, right? Who should buy this thing? Well, how about we start with answering our last question. Can a total e-dirt bike noob really handle this thing? Well, the answer to that question is undoubtedly yes. The eco mode made it easy to get used to the higher torque of this bike, the added weight, and the different riding characteristics compared to the regular e-bikes I usually review on this channel. Once you're used to it and you're confident with the ability to control it, you crank it into sport mode and then you have the time of your life. So I guess this bike would be great for two different types of riders. If you want to keep up to all your buddies who rip wheelies on the streets on Surrons and Talarias and E-Ride Pros, but you don't want to shell out 7 to 8 grand just to be able to keep up, you gotta come look at this bike. I hope I showed you in the video that it's more than enough bike to do something like that. The second type of rider who should buy this bike is probably someone like me who wants an off-road bike to go and explore the mountains, but who doesn't want to spend 5 grand on the bike that I'm gonna have to sink another couple grand just to upgrade just to get out there. Guys, this thing's on for $3,099 right now after using my discount code. That's an insane deal for what you get.
So man, if the Rexx T01 sounds like it's the perfect bike for you, do yourself a favor, click on the link in the description, or better yet, if you're watching this on your TV and you want to order the bike, scan that QR code with your phone's camera. That'll take you right to the website, guaranteeing you the best price and promotions that they've got going on. And don't forget to use my discount code. That'll save you an additional $100 off the bike. You're welcome. And if the Rexx T01 is not the perfect electric dirt bike for you, maybe the bike in this video will be more what you're looking for. Sorry, you can't let go of the handlebars. Ah!